Baba says that I give you the knowledge of the Creator and the creation, and that makes you very special, because in the whole of the cycle, from the soul world to Satyug, to Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug, we don't have the knowledge of the Creator and the creation. Even in the Golden Age, we have sanskars which are divine, but we don't have the knowledge of the Creator and the creation. But in this beautiful age called the Confluence Age, where we are all sitting right now, we have the knowledge of the Creator, Shiv Baba, and the creation. And the creation includes soul's matter, the drama. So, Baba gives us the knowledge of the soul, Baba gives us the knowledge of the drama. And this knowledge we don't have in any of the yuga. And that is why Baba says, this birth of yours is more valuable than even your deity birth. And right now you are in the diamond age of your whole journey. And you are godly children right now. Even in Satyug, you will be deity children, not godly children. Now let me just ask myself, I am in the best phase of my whole journey, right? But does it feel like that? So is my knowing and my being the same? Because you see, Baba is telling us that this is the diamond age of our journey, and somewhere, because we know the whole 5,000 year cycle, we also understand that yes, in the golden age and the silver age, I, the soul, play my role with deity souls, right? And from the copper age to the iron age, I, the soul, play my role with ordinary souls. But in this diamond age, in this confluence age, I am playing my role with God. And who is God? Shiv Baba. God, Shiv Baba, is the ocean of knowledge, ocean of peace, ocean of love, ocean of truth, purifier. He is the Almighty. And when you are in the company of such highest on high entity, then your experience of life in this time, in this confluence age, should be the greatest. But do we experience that greatness, that joy of being God's child? And Baba says that I have not only just come and taken care of you, I am taking care of you, but I am also becoming your teacher. So Baba says, as a parent, I have adopted you. And then as a teacher, I am teaching you. So do you feel the power of being God's child? Or do you feel the fortune of having such a great teacher? And then Baba says, like a Satguru, I am changing you into beautiful flowers that I will take back with myself. So do I really feel to the core of my heart and with every cell of my body, do I feel the happiness of being in the company of the Supreme Father, Supreme Teacher, and the Satguru? And this will happen when you develop a relationship with the Father, Teacher, and Satguru. Now let me give you a very simple example. Suppose your father is a doctor, right? And a doctor who can give you very good suggestions and guidance and creates an atmosphere for your body to stay healthy. So, as a parent, your doctor is creating that environment where you remain germ free, and then they are giving you a clean environment to live in, clean drinking water. They have all the idea about what is best for you, and then they are also, as a parent, as a doctor parent, they are giving you all the knowledge about how to keep yourself healthy. But if you don't listen to the parent, or you just step out and eat and drink and be in environments which your parent has not provided for you, then can you stay healthy in it? You cannot stay healthy in it. And I remember why I'm giving you this example is because actually I had a friend in school, and her father was a doctor. And once I remember when these water purifiers came very initially. So, nowadays water purifier is an ordinary thing, but when we were in school, they were just something new that were coming up. We used to use those filters, water filters, the conventional types. So when that water purifier came, there was a person who was giving a demo. So just giving a demo about how this works and what are the benefits. And then, my friend's father, who is a doctor, he asked that person who was giving a demo, let me give you a simple question. If my daughter drinks the water from the water purifier all day, but in the evening she goes and eats the pani puri in the street, will this water purifier ensure that she doesn't catch disease? So then the person who was giving the demo was very shocked, and he said nobody can protect her in that case. So he said, exactly, now you get out of the house, because my family doesn't need any protection. They want to, they want to suffer in disease, so I cannot help these folks. So this is the thing that happened in front of my eyes. And Baba also says that, I am your parent, I have taken your responsibility. I am giving you the sustenance, I have provided you an environment, a family, a sustenance, everything that you need for your spiritual development. But do you stick to this, or do you still go out and expose yourself to Maya? Do you stay within my boundaries? I, as a parent, I wake you up every morning and I fill you with spiritual strength. But do you take that, or do you keep sleeping at that time? I give you this daily dose of gyan, which helps you, discern and win over all the negative forces that you encounter all day. But do you imbibe this gyan, or do you not pay attention to this gyan? So Baba says that if you really took advantage of this confluence age, then you would realize that this confluence age is actually the best time, the diamond age of our whole journey. And let us just take some of Baba's teachings, very simple ones, which if we imbibe, our life would be, full of joy and happiness and very peaceful, which nobody has these days in and around us. So let's take the teaching that Baba gives, that every soul has a pre-recorded part in us, and we are sent here to play our part. Right? So Baba says that in this stage, we are all actors, and we don't have to act against each other or with each other. We have to just act independent of each other. everybody has to play their own role. Yes, but in the body conscious world, what we have understood is we have a context, and that context decides my behavior. Yes, so in the body conscious world, we think that how I speak, how I behave is governed by how the other person speaks to me, how the other person behaves with me, or what the situation is like. But is that the truth? Is your behavior really, dependent on how the other person is behaving with you? Yes. So this is something that we have to realize very deeply. Now let's say you live in a family, and then there is somebody who tells you that I have no respect for you and I don't like you and you're the worst person I've met in my life. And then you have to, you have to again be in relationship with that person. So what do you start doing? Do you start creating the same kind of feelings for them? Or do you stop interacting with them because, you're hurt because you didn't give them what they gave you, but you still hurt because whatever came from them was not pure energy, pure vibration. So you got hit by it, and now you are maintaining your distance and you're not talking. Or you can still be your own loveful, blissful, joyful person before them and in the face of them. Now, this is something that we have to check, and Baba tells us that every person who is behaving the way they are behaving, they are doing it because of their sanskar and their journey. And you have to behave according to your sanskar. You don't have to absorb their energy and start behaving in a similar fashion. And this is a very important piece of knowledge, because if we understood this much, then A, we wouldn't be hit by any vibration in and around us, and B, we would be able to, set a virtuous cycle in place. So, there is in the world, there's a vicious cycle going on. So, suppose I have a sanskar of being rude, and then I speak rudely to somebody, and then they also start absorbing that vibration and they also start speaking rudely, and then we are speaking rudely to each other over the years, and this has become a vicious cycle. And after some time it feels almost impossible to break this cycle, because even when you're not speaking or not interacting, the vibrational or the exchange at the thought level is not sweet, and there is a lot of bitterness even in the thoughts. So in order to break that cycle, Baba has given us this very important piece of knowledge, that you are here and this is a drama and every actor has to play his own role. Now just think about when there is a stage and there are actors or dancers on the stage. Yes, so let's say there's a dance on the stage and there are 15 dancers. What are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to dance with each other, look at each other and dance, or are they supposed to dance according to their prefix steps? So, they have to rehearse, they have to practice on their own, on the beat, on the song, and then they have to dance, they have to, perform their own steps. They don't have to look at each other and keep changing their steps depending on how badly the other person is dancing. And if you kept dancing properly, if you kept performing your own steps, then probably in another person who is not very self-aware will copy you and they will get that step right. Right? So if you are self-aware and you keep, you stick to your good steps, then another person who is not self-aware may take the cue from you and start copying and dancing right. So Baba also says that this is the truth of the creation. You were not sent here to play your role with each other or against each other. You were sent to play your role independent of everyone. And you were here, so it has to be a big choreographed dance, but here we don't have to dance with each other, we have to perform our own steps. And because we got it all wrong, we started copying each other's steps. So Baba now reminds us who I am, what is my part, what is my sanskar. And Baba says that you are worthy, you are loveful, you are peaceful, you are blissful, you are joyful, you are powerful, you are pure, and just behave like yourself in every situation. You are my child, and your behavior should be a reflection of me, not of the person you're playing your part with. Yes, and I'll tell you this, some days back, there was a brother who visited the center, and he told me that he had been to the Brahma Kumaris for many years, and then he didn't like the gyan and he didn't like the path and he left it. So I was okay, I was just sitting and talking to him, and then he started saying, and then he got very inquisitive, that I did not argue with him that this is the best path and this is the best place to be. And then he slowly, gradually, he came to that place where he kept talking, and then he said, you didn't stop me when I said that, this is not the best place and not the best path. So I said, because this is not the best, this is the best for me. It may not be for you. So he said that, but it is supposedly God's place, and you are supposed to, it is supposedly said that God is the highest on high. So this is the best place. So I said, but you have done the course and you have taken the class, so you know that only deity souls recognize God. So God is God, but are you a deity soul? That's the question. And if you're not a deity soul, then you will not recognize God, and it is okay. So you can choose to be who you are. So he said, no, but I am a deity soul. So I said, but but it doesn't look like that because you rejected God. A deity soul would recognize God. So in my theory, a deity soul is one who recognizes God. So according to me, this is God and you don't recognize him, so you are not a deity soul. So then he started getting offended, and then so there was a lot of discussion, and then then I asked him, you went to the Brahma Kumaris, then you left the path, then why did you come after so many years? So he said, I don't know, I always have this attraction towards the place, but I somehow don't continue. So that's my thing. So I said, see, now after such a long discussion, you're telling me you have an attraction towards Baba's home. And first you said you don't like Baba's home. so he said, no, but, so I said, you have this love, very deep love for Baba, but your cover of sanskars is very strong. So you have to give yourself some time. And ever since that time, he has been coming to the center and now he smiles, he all through the murli, he sits comfortably. So you see that you don't have to play into whatever the other person is saying or doing. You have to play your own role. You have to be knowledgeful. Whenever you find that, you don't like something, or you are not comfortable with something, emerge your knowledge and make yourself comfortable. Baba tells us that, every soul is different, every sanskar is different. So when you emerge that knowledge, you will be comfortable in a uncomfortable situation. So Baba says, use me, have your relationship with me, and on the basis of that, on the basis of being full with me, then you be a giver outside. So this is a very interesting piece of knowledge that Baba gives us. Now today Baba tells us that this is the end, and we have to go back with Baba. So we don't have to have any relationship with anybody. Yes. Now, why I gave you this whole piece of, this whole sharing before coming to this point is, sometimes when we think of not having a relationship with anybody, we start thinking that are not having a relationship of love, but having a relationship of hate with everybody. Right? So we start thinking that Baba is telling us to not like anybody or not have, loveful feelings for anybody. But Baba tells us that the way in which we have been having relationships with everybody is based on vices. Can you name one relationship in your life in the present moment before Baba which is not a vicious relationship, which is not based on vice? Is there any relationship which is not based on lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed? Is there any relationship? Can you name it? How many can? There is no relationship in the world that exists before Baba which is not based on lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. Every relationship is based on these 5 vices. And this is why, when a relationship is based on ego, then until somebody is respectful, you have a relationship with them. But the moment they stop being respectful, you cannot have a relationship with them. Why? Because your respect, your love, or your, being nice to them is based on what they are giving you. And if they start perceiving you differently, then your perception also changes. Because your self-perception is based on their perception. Yes, let's understand this very deeply. Now, if you think I'm wise, then I think I'm wise. Right? If you think I'm wise, then I think I'm wise. And if you think I'm wise, then you are behaving respectfully with me. Then I'm also behaving like a wise soul and behaving respectfully with you. But the moment you stop thinking I'm wise, then I also come down from my seat of wisdom and I also start behaving like a not wise person. That means that my sense of self is based on how you perceive me. This is a very ego-based, way of living. But if I know who I am, irrespective of how you perceive me, then even when you don't look at me like a wise person or you're not respectful, I uphold my dignity and behave like a wise person because that's who I am. So just think about How many times you change your attitude and behavior to a person, towards a person who is not behaving properly with you? And when you do that, then you must understand that you have a very ego-based relationship. Until they are feeding your sense of self, you are also sticking to your image. And if they stop feeding your sense of self, then you also stop living by that image. Right? So the boss forgets he is the boss when the employee forgets he is the boss. Yes, but should the boss forget, even if the employee forgets, should the boss forget he is the boss? These days, parents also forget they are parents when children forget these are parents. Yes, so if the child forgets you are the parent and the child starts disrespecting you, do you stop loving the child? Do you stop having good feelings for the child? Because you are still the parent. You are still the parent, but can you hold on to your role when somebody is not, keeping their part of the bargain? So this is a very ego-based relationship where you constantly need your ego or your sense of self to be fed so that you can continue that. So look at every relationship. It is ego-based, it is attachment-based, lust-based, anger-based, greed-based. So many relationships are greed-based. Yes, you don't leave somebody because you are getting something from them. It could be physical, financial, it could be emotional, but there is a lot of greed involved. And I remember, there was this one young girl once, she came and she said that, sister, there should be unconditional love in the world, but my boyfriend doesn't love me unconditionally. So I said, how do you know that? So he said, I behaved badly with him and now he's not talking to me. So is that unconditional? He should love me even if I'm bad behaved or whatever. So I said, but even your love is not unconditional. So she said, no, my love is totally unconditional. So I said, no, but when he's not talking to you, you are also sulking. So you behaved badly, he stopped talking. So he had a reaction to what you did. But you are also having a reaction to what he is doing. You are not accepting it. You are, when he is not talking to you, you are coming and complaining about him. So that's not unconditional. So she said, no, but you see, I still have love in my heart. So I said the same thing. He could also say, I have a lot of love in my heart, but I'm not talking to this woman forever. So you see that we all want something or the other in the relationship, and when that's not coming, then we say that mine is unconditional, theirs is not. But if you see, everybody's relationship is very, very conditional. So Baba, when he says, do not have a relationship with anybody in this world, it means that do not have a relationship with anybody the way you are having it right now. And Baba says, be yourself and behave like yourself. And who are you? You are a loveful, peaceful, blissful, joyful, powerful, pure being of light. You are a knowledgeful being of light. So when you come into interaction with people, how will you be? You will be loveful, peaceful, blissful, powerful. It's not that Baba is asking you to avoid people and be disrespectful or, shun people or say that I don't want to see any human face. No. Baba says, do not behave good or bad with anybody depending on them. be yourself and be the same with everybody. And Baba says that have all relationship with me. That means that you want to fulfill your greed, attachment, ego, do it with me. So whatever you want, you take from me. Whatever ego fulfillment also you want, you take from me. I'm giving you, everyday dose of ego also. And Baba of course substitutes it with Swaman. But every day Baba is giving the appreciation, approval and acceptance that we are seeking in the world. So Baba says, take everything from me and be very detached when you operate in the world. Now there is a question, when other person becomes more disrespectful despite you trying to adjust politely, then what to do? Don't adjust, stop adjusting. Yes, just be yourself. Yes, the other person is disrespectful, but what is your nature? Not to take sorrow, not to give sorrow. If somebody is disrespectful, why do you take that disrespect? Yes, somebody tells you something, somebody behaves in a certain manner with you. Why do you receive it? Why do you put that person on a pedestal and start receiving whatever they are giving? Know that that's a weak soul and they can only give what they have to offer. So when they don't have enough, they give you whatever they have. And it is your prerogative, your choice to take it or not take it. So when somebody is disrespectful, don't take it first. And second is, do not use words, do not create thoughts, do not behave in a manner which is not you. Because when you do that, that is called self-sabotage. And you harm yourself greatly by doing that. So do not pollute your mind because somebody is not talking to you nicely. Your mind is your domain, protect that. Do not spoil your language because somebody is using foul words. Because your language is your treasure. Do not spoil your actions because your actions create your destiny. So just understand that this person is not that important that I spoil my destiny for them. And hold on to your sense of self and behave like you are. But the thing is, why this question is arising is because that person, you are already dependent on that person for something. Yes, what are you dependent on them for? Are they giving you emotional comfort? Are they giving you, some appreciation, something that you're receiving from that person? Or are they giving you company? So first you have to start liberating yourself by taking all that from Baba. So that, this person who is your source now becomes redundant for you. Because if you are a beggar, you cannot be a chooser. So you have to start becoming a beggar. You have to start building that relationship with Baba where you take everything from Baba. And with Baba, you're not a beggar because that's your birthright. That's your parent. You have a birthright with Baba. So you take everything from Baba, be so full and so free. You're free only when you're full, and you have a choice only when you're free. So when you're chained, you don't have a choice. So when somebody is your source and you are at the receiving end, you are at the begging end, you don't have a choice. So first, work on yourself, develop this relationship with Baba where you take everything from Baba and fill yourself. And when you have done that inner work, then you won't mind their behavior or it won't affect you very much. When somebody is disrespectful, you don't mind the disrespect. But what happens is there is a chain of thoughts that goes on. okay, this person doesn't love me anymore, then they will leave me tomorrow. And then what will I do? Yes, so disrespect is a sign that this person is no more attached to you, and that makes you very scared. But when you have worked on your own attachment, then their disrespect doesn't bother you, because then you are not afraid of their leaving or staying or anything. You are okay with everything. So in that situation, you don't mind anything they do, anything they say, because it doesn't have any personal repercussions for you. So it's a big journey. So in this journey, the first thing is understanding who am I, and understanding that all my relationships are actually with Baba, and let me forge my relationship so well and have all relationships with Baba so deeply that I don't feel the need to have a relationship of a beggar with anybody. And any ego, lust, anger, greed, attachment based relationship is the relationship of a beggar and a giver. Okay, Om Shanti. Let's thank Baba for some time. Okay, there is another question, I think, or something. I'm always mesmerized. Okay. One thing is that this magic remains only for some time, and I forget everything after I get engaged in other work. I'm finding it difficult to even remember traffic control times. So what you could do is, you note some points while the class is going on and keep that note with you. Note it on the phone or somewhere, and every few hours revise those points, so that it helps you to again recharge in a second. So that will again sustain you for some time. And of course, sustenance takes time, so you have to put in a little effort for this. Okay, Om Shanti.